And we'll give it a few minutes for people to join. Sundays haven't been working so well, so I figured we'd try a Saturday. And I did post a message about a week ago letting people know. So hopefully that helps as well. We'll get some additional people on the live stream, make it a little more interesting. And give a shout out to Barbara. Hi, Barbara. I wish they added a feature on here to show me who's actually on the stream. It only tells me the number of people. So unless someone types in a comment, I can't see who they are. So I'd like to be able to give shout outs to people. And as always, this stream is for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And hello to you, William. It's a nice sunny day here in Tennessee, a little cool out to go to the outdoor range. And I'm working on some new product reviews today. I just got a brand new everyday carry belt from Core Essentials. This one is made in the USA. I got a great tactical bag from Mission First Tactical and a pistol cleaning kit from Glory Fire. And I'll be reviewing those soon. I agree with you, William. I voted for the felon. He's my president. And if we have any firearms related topics, feel free to jump in and leave your comments so we can discuss them. It's always good to have a dialogue like that. I was hoping to get to the range soon. I haven't had a chance to throw some lead down field with the new Python yet. In the apocalypse, I would take my 5.56 any day. And I do not know what year the Gatling gun was invented. Can you see my gun collection? I don't post that publicly. In case of the apocalypse, though, I would probably take the AR-15, maybe the 300 Blackout, and 12 gauge shotgun. Oh, Johnny, I don't even have enough room on this table to put all my firearms if I was going to show you. 300 Blackout, that's the caliber. You'll also see the cartridge is called 300 ACC. It's very close to the AR-15. Matter of fact, it uses the same magazine as the AR-15, only the barrel is slightly different. And basically, the 300 Blackout is better for short distance, especially in a pistol. I built a 300 Blackout AR pistol, and I haven't really had a chance to shoot much on that. My thoughts on the Taurus G3C. That's a good question. I've reviewed the G3C. I own one. It's a good quality gun for the money. However, if you were to compare that to the new Ruger RXM, price-wise, the Ruger RXM is about $399. The problem with the Taurus G3C is that if you want to install an optic, as soon as you start going to the Toro version, you're up to $300, and the Ruger is head and shoulders better than the Taurus. I mean, if it's money that's the issue, and that's all you have, there's nothing wrong with the Taurus, but like I said, if you're going to upgrade it to the Toro so you can have an optic on it, you're better off just going with the Ruger. It's a better gun. It's made in the USA. Comes with steel magazines. It's optic ready. And I like the fact that it's modular. The grip on it is fantastic. It's made by Magpul. How strong is Magnum? I'm assuming you mean 357, since you didn't specify 357 or 44 Magnum. Those are both probably the most powerful revolver cartridges. Not ideal for everyday carry. My concern on a 44 Magnum would be overpenetration. I can guarantee you, if you shoot someone with a 44 Magnum, it'll go through them and probably 2-3 other people behind them. But a 357 Magnum with hollow points, that is a good option for concealed carry if you're going to carry a revolver. Now, this is good. We have up to 20 people now. Yes, I am having a coffee. I did not have enough today. I normally start out with coffee at home. Then when I take the dog out to the park, I get a cappuccino. I just didn't have enough today. Why not a 38? Well, I'll answer that question. That's very simple. I don't see the point of buying a 38 special, because even if you don't shoot 357 Magnum, you're better off buying a 357 Magnum and having the ability to shoot 357 Magnum, even if you don't. I use that same argument with 40 caliber. I, for the life of me, can't understand why people would buy a 40 caliber when you could buy a 10 millimeter and shoot 40 caliber out of it. Not that there's anything wrong with a 38. 38 special is definitely a capable round, especially 38 plus P. Magnum is not the world's most powerful handgun. They do make a 454 Chisul that's more powerful than Magnum, and that's only in revolver cartridges. In a semi-automatic, a 10 millimeter is pretty damn close to the 357 Magnum. Why do you need a gun? Oh, nice. We got another liberal here. We need a gun because the government's not going to protect us. And the problem with the 357 and 44 Magnum is definitely the recoil. Yep, no problem, Raymond. A lot of people ask me that. A lot of people think that 357 Magnum is the most powerful, but as far as semi-automatics go, the 10 millimeter is pretty damn close. And that is not true that you only have 5 bullets. My Smith & Wesson 686 holds 7 rounds. And if 7 rounds isn't enough to stop someone, uh, you probably shouldn't be carrying a gun. No, I've never killed anyone with my gun, and my guns have never killed anyone. Do I own any cowboy gun? Yes, I do. I have a Uberti cowboy gun 357 single action. And another answer to your question, Raymond, is that some people with a 357 Magnum, the amount of recoil and the pain to their wrist is just not comfortable. I also like the fact that on the semi-automatic, you get a pushback instead of uh, with a revolver where your arms go up. Yes, I get the 1911 1-2 World Wars. That's nice, but and I love 1911s as well. But unfortunately, they make guns for the masses now. I've been complaining about that for years. I'm not a fan of 9 millimeters, but we own a lot of them because all the new guns coming out and all the cool guns coming out are in 9 millimeter. It's very rare to see anything new come out in 45 or 10 millimeter because they're marketing towards the masses. And I disagree with the new firearms that have horrible quality control. Um, I don't think I own a single gun that's got horrible quality control. Um, and if I had to pick one that would have the least quality control, I would probably say the Taurus. And again, not a knock on Taurus, but they have a bad rap because they turned out a lot of shit in Brazil in the 80s, and they're hit and miss. You either get a really good one or you get a bad one. And you just hope you don't need to use their cuss support. And I disagree with the SIG being trash now. And hello to you too, Raptor in Alaska. I live in the great state of Tennessee. And how many bad batches of SIGs? You know what? Every gun manufacturer makes bad batches. And people read too much on the internet. All that bullshit about the SIG P320s going off by themselves. Um, I carry a SIG P320 and I appendix carry all the time. And guess what? I never blew off my nutsack. I still have both of my nuts. So I'm perfectly confident in the SIG. When you hear these reports of the SIG P320s going off, um, 99% of the time, I will guarantee you it's operator error, an improper fit holster. Uh, People can't keep their damn fingers off the trigger. I used to have a Glock in 357 SIG. 357 SIG is a really nice cartridge. It's just that ammo is not readily available anymore. It tends to be very expensive. As a matter of fact, Sig Sauer doesn't even make the SIG anymore. The P329 is a nice gun as well. You know, it's funny that you would say that about the 99% operator error, and I agree with you um, wholeheartedly on that. Matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a video about that. I was just talking to my wife about it yesterday. The difference between an accidental and a negligent discharge. And an accidental discharge is something that can't be prevented. But a negligent discharge can be 100% prevented 100% of the time. And I don't care where my SIG trigger parts are made. To be honest with you, I still think it's a great gun. I have the P320 and I liked it so much in 9mm that I also got it in 45 and I got the X10 comp. That's a good question. The SIG magazines, I mean, you're probably not going to get much for them on eBay. If you know anybody or you go to the gun range, I would just give it away. Um, those mags are expensive, but you know, buying a used mag on eBay, I just don't think is going to generate that much revenue to make it worth the trouble. CZ Shadow 2 is a great gun. I did a review on that. You may want to go through my videos. I like the Shadow a lot. Um, I'm starting to become a big fan of striker fired, but uh, nothing beats a hammer fired gun. Uh, and the Shadow is just a little pricey. Um, you know, it's like $1,200. M&P, to be honest with you, I'm not really a big fan of the M&P only because of the trigger. The gun itself is good, but the trigger is just very gritty on the M&P. I was going to get the M&P 10mm, and I tried the trigger. I just don't like it. Yeah, the 300, the 380 is all you need. It's all about shot placement, and everybody should know that. Um, if you can't shoot, it doesn't matter what caliber it is, and uh, with proper shot placement, even a 22 will do the job. But um, a 380 is definitely more than capable. It may take more rounds, but it'll definitely do the job. Walther is also a pretty good gun. I had the Walther PPK. I like that a lot. Very good quality. Thanks for the info on that there, Samuel. If you've seen my videos, I'm a huge fan of 10 millimeter, and 45 ACP is my next favorite round. And I have various 10 millimeter pistols, and I don't have a Smith & Wesson. I was looking at the Smith & Wesson. It looks cool and all, but when I went to Smoky Mountain Guns and Ammo and I pulled that trigger, it's just horrible. However, my wife has the Smith & Wesson Equalizer, and that is a really nice gun. It's got a great trigger. And there's my boy Adrian. Welcome to the channel, brother. Feel free to leave the link to your channel in here. I did speak to YouTube, by the way, and they told me that I should probably have that link that allows me to add someone to the live chat within a week. It's still in beta and it hasn't rolled out to everyone yet. So we should be able to go live together very soon. They tell me I should have that next week. High Point has the new 10 millimeter. Yeah, that's great. I wouldn't carry a High Point if it was free. I don't really like bashing guns. Matter of fact, I don't even really bash a Taurus, but a High Point, if that's all you think your life is worth, and it doesn't matter that it's made in the USA. A lifetime warranty on a piece of crap, you still have the inconvenience of having to send your gun back. High Point is just garbage. And if you own one, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but it is absolute crap. And I love getting the wise ass comments, but that's okay. They're welcome too. At least you're participating. They could use the High Points for whatever they want. You're not going to sell me on it. They are crap. I would put the High Point right up there with the Skies. And hello to you, Sebastian from Sweden. And we're doing well. I hope you are too. I used to have a Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Made in USA with a lifetime warranty, blah, 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 blah. And it's a piece of crap. The Kel-Tec feed ramp is made out of polymer, which is going to eventually melt or break. And I got rid of that, and I wound up buying the Smith & Wesson FPC 9mm. And hello to you too, Eugene from Detroit. Good to have you with us. And I appreciate everyone for joining our live stream. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel, share our channel, like our videos, share our videos. We generate revenue based on how many videos are watched. So the more revenue we get, the more firearms and accessories we can buy to review for you guys. Yeah, I'm not even going to engage anymore with that stupid High Point comments. How old am I? I'm old. I'm 65. I've been shooting firearms for over 50 years, and I just love doing this. Um, all right, Sebastian, you love gun history? Um, I'll give you some. I'll give you some gun history here. I'll give you some history on the 10 millimeter cartridge and what happened to it, etc. And that all started during the Miami shootout in the 80s. Um, the FBI had their darkest day. They were killed by um, two convicts who were both military marksmen, and they were simply outclassed. The FBI made the argument that they were outgunned, but that was not the case. They took a bunch of untrained agents, put them out there against two marksmen, and they lost. And they blamed the 9 millimeter round for not being potent enough. So they decided to uh, go to a bigger caliber, and they had a 10 millimeter cartridge um, produced. And the 10 millimeter cartridge proved to be too powerful for most of the FBI agents. They started failing their qualifications. So then what they did was they went to Smith and Wesson with the 10 millimeter cartridge. They asked them if there was anything they could do about it to have a powerful gun with less recoil and high capacity. So they took the 10 millimeter cartridge and they neutered it. They cut the neck down and made it a 40 caliber. And law enforcement then all went to 40 calibers for a period of time. And then with the evolution of 9 millimeter going up to 147 grain, they switched from 40 caliber back to 9 millimeter again. So that's how the 40 caliber came along. They neutered a perfectly good 10 millimeter cartridge. But 10 millimeter has made a comeback. It's getting to be very popular now. A lot of gun manufacturers make a 10 millimeter, and it's just a great round. Yeah, they did. Those handguns did fail with cracked receivers, and that's because at that time they were using Smith and Wesson 10 millimeter, and they did not properly test those guns, um, and those Smith and Wesson guns were falling apart, and that's part of the reason why they blamed the 10 millimeter cartridge as being ineffective. And hello to you, Riverfront. Um, I appreciate you joining. I also hope you can join our channel. I really appreciate that. Our goal is to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Adrian, don't be shy. You can feel free to put the link to your channel here. Um, Adrian and I are collaborating together, and we're trying to help each other grow our channels. So feel free to do that. And I'm doing well, country boy. How are you? Anytime there, Adrian. We've talked a few times, and I'm looking forward to the collaboration. Anything we can do to grow both of our channels will be good for both of us. How do I think the gun laws will look like 10 years from now? That's a good question. Um, Gun laws change every day. We live in the great state of Tennessee. We don't need no stinking permits to carry, and we take it for granted. Um, but That can change with one election. I'd like to see President Trump make uh, concealed carry um, national reciprocity, but I don't see that happening. And Jake, yeah, thanks for being a dickhead, but you're still welcome here. Can I explain what national reciprocity is? Sure. Reciprocity is if you can carry in one state, you can carry in another. It's just like a driver's license. You can drive from California to Maine, and driving is a privilege, not a right. But yet we have the right to keep and bear arms, but we don't have the right to drive from one state to another if it's not a gun friendly state. So, national reciprocity would handle carrying a firearm just like a driver's license. The problem with the national reciprocity, and I don't think that's ever going to happen, is because the individual states are going to continue doing what they do. You're always going to have the liberal states that are not gun friendly, that are not going to allow you to carry in their state. And they will challenge the federal government, and they'll do whatever they want to do, just like they do now. Yes, hence New Jersey. We used to live in the communist state of New Jersey before we moved to Tennessee. And right before we moved here, I got a letter in the mail from the local police department telling me if I didn't surrender my high capacity magazines, I would become a Class E felon and they could confiscate my firearms. And New Jersey still has a crime rate. Go through Newark and Patterson, etc. All the shootings every day, they're just not getting it that the bad guys are always going to have their guns. How many guns do I have? That's a good question. I really don't know. People ask me if I have more guns or more ink. Uh, I don't know. What's wrong with open carry? There's absolutely nothing wrong with open carry. I open carry down here because I can. Um, I prefer open carry. I don't buy that bullshit that it makes you a target because the criminals are cowards. They're not going to confront somebody that's carrying a firearm. I like open carrying, especially being a fat guy. I don't have to fight with my belly or my clothes to get my gun out. Well, we jumped up to 53 people, so welcome everyone who just joined. Do I recommend the Glock 34 for a first 9mm pistol? If I was going to recommend the Glock pistol, and you didn't say whether you were going to use it to carry, I would recommend the Glock 19. It's been around forever, and the Glock 19 pretty much set the baseline for polymer striker fired guns. There's a million accessories for the Glock 19. There's tons of holsters. And just for the range, then I would probably go with the Glock 17. You get a bigger grip to grasp, and You get a slightly longer barrel, and it's a great gun for home defense. So uh, I would go with either the 17 or the 19. Personally, I have the Glock 19X, and I really like that. The Glock 19X gives me the best of both worlds. It gives me the full size grip of the Glock 17 with the compact slide of the 19, but yet it gives me the high capacity of 17 and 19 round magazines, so it gives me the best of both worlds. And it also comes with night sights instead of those shitty plastic sights that most Glocks come with. You never owned a Glock before? Let me tell you, you either love them or hate them. I love my Glocks, and I'll never part with them. They're not all my best guns, but they're my most reliable. Um, Especially if you go with a Gen 3. Um, I like the Gen 3s because they have the finger grooves on them. Um, but, they're up to the Gen 5 now. If you want a optic ready Glock, though, you need to go to the 5. But the Gen 3, the major advantage to that is that the Glock patent expired on the Gen 3. So everybody that's making Glock Gen 3 compatible firearms, you can interchange parts with the Glock. And my opinion on the 1911S, in my opinion, the 1911 is the best shooting pistol out of the box. It may not have the capacity, but then again, you know, so you carry an extra mag. Um, the trigger on the 1911 is the best trigger in the world. And even a bad 1911 trigger is still better than any striker fired. And the nice thing about the 1911 platform is it doesn't matter what brand 1911 is, they function the same way. The parts still work. They're extremely reliable. I like the fact that they're heavy and they don't have as much recoil. Yes, that 1911 single action trigger, let me tell you, that 1911 trigger is just, bar none, the best trigger out of the box. And my Cult Government model shoots very well, but you know what? Even the cheap Rock Island or Tisas has the same trigger and shoots just as well. Yeah, I agree with you, Mario. It's a shame that Remington doesn't make those 1911s anymore. They were great guns. And yes, I am familiar with the H&K pistols. They're very well made. Um, I came very close to buying one. I've shot a few. Um, the HK also makes a 45, which is very good. Um, yeah, when I go to the gun store, it's just really hard for me to decide on what to buy now. Um, you get to a point where you have enough firearms. It's just very difficult to find one that appeals to me. And Sebastian, explain to me what a Cobra sight is. I appreciate that, Mario. And like I said, if you can subscribe to our channel, I'd greatly appreciate that as well. Um, watch our videos, leave comments. The more comments people leave, the better we uh, get ranked in the search engine. If you're asking me what the best red dot is, I'm assuming you could spend a lot of money on a red dot, but for the money, I've tried them. I've tried them all. The Zalissi Otter or the Zalissi Oak for well under $200 is probably the best red dot you could buy for the money. I'd put those up to my Hollow Sun any day. Um, Hollow Sun sells a lot of dots because of their name. They've been around a long time. Doesn't necessarily make them better. I've done reviews on those red dots. Look through my channel. I did a review on the Siley optics. They're also very good for the money, under $200. Um, but my pick is definitely the Zalissi. Um, I would put that quality right up there with the Hollow Sun. They have the Shake Awake feature, and those are about $150. Can't beat it for the money. Um, if you're new to red dots, you need to know how to shoot well with iron sights first. Um, red dots can be just like a cat with a laser pointer. It takes some time to get used to it. Um, and again, you need to learn how to shoot with iron sights, because if a red dot's going to fail, it's going to fail when you need it, and the battery is going to die. So you better be able to shoot with irons. Yeah, I agree, Adrian. I got the Siley Shark X Pro that I have on my um, Springfield Echelon, and then they sent me a Siley optic for my AR-15. So that's a very well-respected company. They make a great product for a great price as well. It just shows you that you don't need to spend a lot of money on a red dot. Matter of fact, Vortex is even more expensive than Hollow Sun, and uh, I'm not thrilled with the quality of the Vortex. And it's almost quarter of. We're going to run this until 1 o'clock. And I'm glad we got the turnout we had today. I appreciate everyone for joining, even the wise asses. You guys are always welcome too. Need something to entertain me. That Siley optic is a great quality optic. It's crystal clear. I like the Shake Awake feature. It's got 12 brightness settings, um, 10 daytime and 2 night vision. It's made out of, it's got a nice aluminum housing instead of cheap plastic. It's got a generous size lens that's clear. It's fog proof, scratch proof, water resistant. You can't beat that. Yeah, let me know, Adrian, how you like that RXM. I still didn't get a chance to shoot mine yet. I appreciate that there, Sebastian. That's good. I look forward to seeing your video. I did read on some of the forums that the barrels were getting all chewed up on some, um, but I'm assuming that that was the first batch of production and they caught that. Um, Without firing a ton of ammo through it, I got to tell you that that $399 is tough to beat. And thanks, Jake. I appreciate that as well. My goal is to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. It'll be close, but I think we can do it. And I appreciate all our subscribers and viewers. Like I said, our YouTube revenue helps offset the cost of these firearms. So the more revenue we generate, the more stuff we could buy to review for you guys. Depending on the condition, um, that Remington 700 is definitely worth $300. I have a Remington bolt action 308 that I bought a long time ago, and I bought it brand new for 300 and something dollars. Is one of my favorite guns. It's just very expensive to shoot. Kind of tough going to the range, and every time you pull the trigger, it's a buck a shot. I would definitely jump on that for $300. I only reload pistol ammo. I don't reload rifle ammo. I'm not really a big rifle guy, even though I have some. Um, it's just not worth it for me right now. And thanks for that, Sebastian. I appreciate it. And thanks for that, Brian. I appreciate that as well, brother. And Sebastian, I'm glad you learned. I love doing this. I've been shooting for over 50 years since I was a little kid. My dad taught me to shoot a 357 Magnum and a 45 Long Colt. So, I was 10, 12 years old, and those were the first guns I shot. So um, that's why I'm not really a big fan of the 9mm cartridge, but it's not because there's anything wrong with it. Um, Josh, I can answer that question for you. I own the Hellcat Pro, and it is one of my favorite guns for concealed carry because it's a micro compact. It's very thin. You still get 15 rounds. And if you get the Hellcat Pro, uh, gear up package. I got that on sale, and it came with 5 magazines. It's optic ready. Um, it's a great gun to carry. It's super light. Matter of fact, that's the gun I carry to work. You can't even tell it's there. That's a good question, Jake. Background checks, I think, are stupid. First of all, they do a background check when you buy the gun, right? And depending on what the issue is, um, they don't catch everything. Unless you have committed a crime that's a felony, and even if you're um, put in a mental institution, a lot of those things just fall through the cracks. I'm sure there's a lot of people that go through the NICS system and purchase guns that shouldn't be able to. Yeah, it'll stop some people, but it's not a foolproof process. And I think if you're a law-abiding citizen, you should be able to purchase whatever you want. I don't see a reason why they need to run a background check every time you buy a gun, but that's just me. I just not a big fan of government restriction. You run 38 and you're 357. Well, that's fine. A lot of people carry 357s and use 38 special. Uh, YCD guns, yes, that is normal. Um, every every FFL is required to keep a copy of their license on file at every company that sells guns if they want to be a transfer agent. And especially when the FFL license expires, you may wind up going to, say, Bud's Guns and putting in your local FFL, and all of a sudden they're not on the list anymore. And it's either because they didn't comply and send them a copy of their FFL license, or the license expired. But that is normal. And I don't think firearm registry helps anything either. Um, so they have a registry of your guns. That's nice, but a registry is not going to stop somebody from snapping and taking their gun and shooting people. So um, I don't see it preventing anything. All right, Adrian, the likes and dislikes of the Hellcat Pro. I'll be honest with you, there are no dislikes. I like everything about it for what it is. It's a micro compact, it's very thin, it's lightweight, it's got the adaptive grip texture. Um, I can't find a single thing wrong with that gun. I never heard of a Spaz 12. For a 12 gauge shotgun, I would highly recommend going with a Mossberg. Yes, it does come optic ready. One thing to note, even though it is a Springfield, it is not made in the USA. It's made in Croatia. Um, but so are a lot of the other Springfield guns. The um, Echelon is made in Croatia, so I wouldn't let that stop me. And yes, every American should own a gun, even a liberal. The government's not going to protect you and your family. You're going to be on your own one day, and you're going to need a gun to protect yourself and your family. Don't count on the government. They just want a unarmed society just so they could do the same thing that Hitler and Stalin did. If you order from PSA, you probably have your FFL on file. They will not send a firearm to your home. So you need to be asked that. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, they do want sheep. This whole bullshit about gun control isn't about gun control. It's about control, period. No, lower receivers definitely have to go to an FFL. That is where the serial number is on a lower receiver. So they will not send that to your house. Yes, you had to pick up your lower receiver from an FFL. Um, you just can't have it sent to your house. So that is correct. And that is normal. That is where the serial number is. So the ATF considers the lower receiver the firearm, which is really stupid. You'd think it would be the barrel. And no problem, Sebastian. That's what we are here for. Um, Go take a look at all my videos. I have a playlist there that's got educational videos for new gun owners, etc. And I did a lot of reviews that can uh, help you prevent wasting money. Best caliber for bear hunting or moose? Well, it definitely wouldn't be a pistol, but if it was, I would use a 10 millimeter. Um, Not as my primary, but as a backup. That is what the Alaskan tour guides use. I would probably go with a 454 if I was shooting bear or moose. Yes, I've built many lowers too, and you don't need to be an engineer to do that. A 6-year-old could build a lower receiver. It takes, I don't know, the first time it'll take you about an hour, and then it'll take you 15 minutes. When buying a gun, is it automatically registered? Technically, yes. Um, when you're going through the NICS system, that stuff's already going through the database, so I would bet you it's in there. Um, Tennessee does not use the NICS system. They have their own system called TICS. But yes, I would bet you anytime you buy a firearm and you either have to fill out the form or use their online kiosk, that data is going somewhere. Yeah, actually, that 300 Savage is nice. I was looking at the Savage Axis, I decided to go with the Remington instead. But Savage has been around a long time. They make a great quality gun for the money. Yeah, I don't hunt, Sebastian, not yet anyway. Maybe when I retire one day. Um, I just haven't done it yet. The Stoger's got a very good reputation, but to be honest with you, I've never fired one. I've picked them up in the gun store, but I don't own one. I've never shot one. I have a Remington uh, bolt action. It's a 7 something. It's not a 722. It's a 308, and that's probably the most accurate rifle I have. My wife and I shot that for the first time a couple years ago. I forgot I even had it. It was in the back of my gun safe. And right out of the box, that thing was dead nuts at 100 yards when it hit the gong. So I like that a lot. Yeah, I appreciate that, Adrian. Yeah, that's. I live in the great state of Tennessee, so we don't have a magazine restriction. Um, when we lived in New Jersey, um, we had a 10-round restriction on ARs. I wound up having to send all my magazines out and get them pinned just to be legal. And then we moved to Tennessee with no restrictions, and I wound up having to buy all new magazines. Yeah, fortunately, the great state of Tennessee really doesn't have any restrictions. We don't need permits to open carry or concealed carry. The only reason we get them is just for reciprocity. I was going to end this at 1 o'clock, but being that people are still active, I'll keep this going for a little while longer. Yeah, Colorado is starting to become a liberal state. Well, see, this is what I said earlier. We live in the great state of Tennessee, and I don't take our gun rights for granted because um, one election could fix all of that. You get in the midterms, you wind up getting a different governor, and that could change overnight. Nothing is worse than California, though. In California, Glock can't even sell anything but the Gen 3s. If you have an AR, you have to have the bullet button on them. You can't have a detachable magazine. It's just stupid. Well, that's why we left the liberal state of New Jersey. They destroyed it, took away our gun rights, And that's why we came to Tennessee. I could open or conceal carry anywhere, even in the bank. Another liberal. That's awesome. Apparently, you've never read the Constitution. What what don't you get about shall not be infringed and the right to keep and bear arms? But that's okay. I understand that the liberals drank the Kool-Aid and never read or understand the Constitution. The liberals are just doing what they always do. They just try to stir up shit. They do it here just like they do on the liberal fake news, but you know, to show you how stupid the liberals are, look at Chicago. Illinois has got one of the most retarded liberal governors in the country. They have some of the toughest gun laws in the country, and over a 4th of July weekend, 100 people get shot. So, how are those gun laws working? In Detroit, how do gun laws work in there? New Jersey, Baltimore, Maryland, and they still don't get it. They just don't understand that the bad guys are always going to get their guns. And so they create these jerky um, gun laws that are really only for the law abiding citizen because the bad guys are not going to follow the law. So what they do is they um, restrict the rights of law abiding citizens, putting ourself and our families at risk, but yet the bad guys get whatever they want. I mean, the hell kind of dumbass logic is that? Yeah, they are dumber than the bucket. You're right. Every once in a while, they do get me to bite. Soft on criminals. That's putting it lightly. And they have no bail in some of those liberal states. You know, it just boggles the mind how they put their own families at risk just for their dumbass principles. And if your question is for me, Chris, no, I have never served, but I respect and honor those who have. And good morning, Dixon. And Luke must be another liberal. That's good. It just, it really amazes me about all the anti gun liberals, but yet they go to gun channels and watch gun reviews. All right, I was going to end this at 1 o'clock. I'm going to give it 5 minutes and end the stream, and we'll do another one. Um, Adrian, hopefully by the next time I do another one, I'll be able to do a go live together, and we can do the collaboration that way. Yes, it is lack of firearm education. Um, it's just ignorance. Yeah, yeah, that's a good one, Mario. It's like when creepy Joe Biden was, well, he was never really president, but when he was president, and he used to say stupid shit like the 9 millimeter is going to blow out a lung and a 5.56 explodes in the body. You know, if you're going to make comments like that, you should at least have the proper information. But apparently, his handlers never stopped him from making those dumbass statements. Yeah, and we have 51 now. That's funny because every time I think I'm going to end the stream, more people join. So I'll keep it going a little longer. I agree, Michael. The illegals is a big problem that the liberals just, for some reason, love to have the illegals. They seem to enjoy when the legals rape and kill innocent people. Um, I don't know what the fascination is, but we need to get rid of the illegals first. Um, there's no excuse that veterans who served their country are homeless when the illegals are given better treatment than our veterans. Thanks for joining there, Sebastian. We do this pretty frequently. I try to do a live stream once a week. I have a ton of videos out there, about 600 of them. Please go through and watch the videos. There's a lot to learn. I have them also in a playlist that has them categorized. So thanks for your support. I don't see the issue with being able to own a fully automatic weapon. If you're deemed qualified and competent to own a firearm, you should be able to own any firearm you want. It's just like, don't tell me I'm competent and qualified to carry a firearm, but I can only carry 10 rounds. It's just stupid. I that bulldog is a great gun, Mario. I used to have a Charter Arms Bulldog 44 Special, and that 44 Special is a great round. The only reason I got rid of that gun is because the ammo was too expensive. That 44 special really got famous because of Son of Sam. That's what David Berkowitz used. Yeah, to own a fully auto gun, it's just like getting a suppressor. Um, it's all about money. It's all about paying the $200 tax stamp to the ATF. Um, they realize that it's a income stream, and they just keep uh, taking people's money. Hopefully, the Trump administration will disband the ATF. And yes, Swindle, that is a Charter Arms Bulldog 44. No one needs a fully fully semi-auto at 17. You're welcome, Sebastian. Uh, I don't know. My feeling is I just don't believe in complying, and I don't like government restriction. Um, that's why they had the age at 21. 17 may be too irresponsible, but I would think the answer to that question is because the veterans are too proud to ask for help. Yes, you can do that, Adrian. Speak what's on your mind, Adrian. You can give them hell. And the battery died on my laptop, so I can't see the comments right now. I'm going to try my iPad. And that's because this went on longer than I thought, but that's okay. And if someone's directing the question at me, I apologize. Till I log in with my iPad, I can't see any of the comments yet. $120, and I will be ending this at $130. Man, this is taking forever. All right, well, I can't get my iPad to work either, so I apologize for that. All right, guys, I appreciate everyone today. Um, I'm sorry that we're ending right now, and I can't see comments anymore because my uh, laptop died. But I appreciate everybody for being here. We'll be doing it again one day, and thanks for joining. Thanks everyone who did subscribe to our channel, and if you haven't already done so, please do so. Thank you. Hope you all have a blessed day.